doing on this Monday, mucking fun day. What a hell of a weekend. No Raiders football. We got some JPJ news. Not good. We got some Raider news. Even worse. Shout out to the people in the building, man. I appreciate y'all. How y'all feeling today? I'm a little stuffed up. So, bear with the sound, bro. Oh, man. So, what a hell of a week in football, right? Lots of teams, lots of backups out there putting up solid numbers, picking up first downs, scoring points. Um, Meanwhile, we sit as the bottom feeders of the NFL. Will we sneak up to the first spot like most people want? Probably not, man. There's some teams worse than us. There's some quarterbacks out there, believe it or not, worse than Geno Smith. So, you know, um, it's rough being a Raider fan, man. It's rough being a Raider fan. But we're going to break down some numbers. We're going to talk about some quarterbacks. We're going to talk about JPJ. We're going to talk about this offensive line and where we should go. And of course, we're going to get into the rookies, man. The rookies, obviously, it's time. You know, 7 losses. Come on, you're not winning 8 in a row. The playoffs are slim and bottom of none. So, what do we do? What do we do? How do we make the rest of the season interesting? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Get your questions in. Let's break it down. Lawrence in the building. Salute to the nation. What's good? Unleashed Raider. How you doing? What's good? What's good? Well, yeah, man. So fun week around the NFL, right? Fun week around the NFL. No Raider football on Sunday. Absolutely horrible. I just hate Sundays without Raider football. Um, Even though we played on Friday, we don't play again next Sunday. It's gonna be rough, man. It's gonna be rough. 2 Sundays in a row with no Raider football. We already had one with no Raider football. So, not the norm for the season, but we got to deal with it, right? We got to deal with it just like we got to deal with Geno Smith, Pete Carroll the rest of the season, Chip Kelly most likely the rest of the season. But is that the answer? Is that the answer? Should the Raiders just pull the plug? You know, go after one of these young up and coming guys and see what we got. Like Mike LaFleur. Mike LaFleur. How many times do I gotta say Mike flipping LaFleur? Look at the Rams, bro. Look at the Rams. If they make the playoffs, if they make the Super Bowl, you have to purge. You have to purge young up and coming guys. Now, you can pause if you want to, and blah blah blah. But that's the way it is, man. What's good? What's good? Appreciate you. And Mike LaFleur is at the top of the list. He's been at the top of my list, and I even other content creators talking about Mike LaFleur now. So what his brother has done with the Green Bay Packers, they struggled to say the least last week against the Carolina Panthers. But what he's done, making the playoffs every single year, right? Having Jordan Love playing the way he is, that team is solid. He's a good young coach, and he's got a brother sitting over there in LA, right? That's helping this Rams offense just look like Matthew Stafford's all of a sudden turned into Tom Brady, right? Tom Brady tried to recruit Matthew Stafford, so the story goes. Maybe it was just a ski trip. Maybe it was a recruition. We don't know. We don't know, right? However, all of a sudden, Matthew Stafford is the best quarterback in the NFL. The dude has 20 touchdowns with 0 interceptions. Man, where the Raiders would be with 20 touchdowns and 0 interceptions, right? Let's get to these comments. They're pretty long. Soul Snatcher in the building. What it do? What it do? My game time with the Lions. Both me and the Lions, 44 last night, and the Commanders and the Cardinals had 22. Yeah, I posted something on X last night. I think in the first time in 50 years of me watching football that I ever seen, all the late games end, like you said, 44-22, 44-22. And then I believe the other game was, like 44 to 26 or something. So crazy, crazy games yesterday. Did you mean to double tap that or no? But yeah, man, them Seattle Sea Chickens are looking like hawks. There's no doubt about it, man. These dudes are firing on all cylinders. 30, what they have? 36 points, 35 points, 38 points. I don't know. At the half, I mean, golly, what do you do with that? And what do you do with that as a Raider fan, right? You see Seattle make a smart move and get rid of a 74-year-old coach who obviously knew better than me because, I was on board for Pete Carroll. I'm not going to sit up here and say I didn't want Pete Carroll. Nah, bro, I don't flip flop. I was on board with Pete Carroll. I thought he was going to turn his team around. I thought, the culture was going to change. He's a defensive guy. Little did I know his personnel ideas just ain't working, bro. Ain't working. Now you can say the defense side of the ball is firing on all cylinders right now, right? They held the Broncos, um, a struggling team on offense this season, but they won a lot of games. They held the Broncos to 10 points. You can't ask for more than that from your defense, but your offense, there has to come a point where your offense steps up and helps. Now, does Pete Carroll need to, step in on the offside and on the offensive side and see what's up over there, take more time into that? Does he need to find somebody else that can do the job? Because if you look around the league, man, you see backup quarterbacks, throwing for 340 yards, and their team's losing by by 20 points. So it's not a good look, bro. It's not a good look to keep feeding these fans bullshit. It's not a good look to have your quarterback, get injured and your coach come out and act like he's the greatest thing on God's green earth because he decided to come back in a game with a thigh bruise. Come on, bro. A thigh bruise? A thigh bruise? Now, I know thigh bruises can be bad, right? They can be painful. But come on, man. Not painful enough where you can't pedal a bicycle. Come on. Come on. Let's be real out here. And if we're being honest, in all honesty, bro, the only reason Gino decided to come back in that game is because he knew damn well if Kenny Pickett come in and won that game, that he was sitting on the bench the rest of the season. I don't think Gino coming back out there had anything to do with him wanting to win for his players because he's had plenty of chances to go out there and win for his guys, right? But instead we get the Gino from Seattle constantly every time he's on the field. Bro, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. And then Pete Carroll walks out and makes him look like a hero when they ask why they put him back in when he's hobbling on one leg. And he says, because G wanted to go back out there. He wanted to fight with his guys. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. We all know. We all know. You can't, you have to be, I can't say the word, but um, you have to be a dumbass, bro, to sit there and think, come on, really, really. We got blown out by 31. We have 7 points on the board. We have three passes to Brock Bowers, the best tight end in all of football, maybe ever in all of football. And you throw the ball to him 3 times, and the 2 times you threw it to him, they weren't even catchable. You didn't even give the best tight end in football a chance. I mean, what more do we have to see here? What more do we have to see here? So the fact that he hobbled out there to me was a dude that was thinking, "Holy shit, I'm hurt." But if I don't go out there and Kenny Pickett comes out there and performs better behind this offensive line, which I mean, anybody could perform better behind this offensive line, right? You could put Kyler Murray back there right now, and I think we'd be better off than we are with Geno Smith. I mean, it's just facts, bro. It's just facts. Matter of fact, let's look at some facts. Let's look at some facts. So the number one quarterback in the NFL right now is obviously Matthew Stafford. He's only played in 8 games. He has a 67.2 percentage. He has 2,147 yards. He has 7.8 yards per attempt. He has 21 passing touchdowns. Only two interceptions. Dos interceptions. He has minus 6 yards rushing. Hold up. Let me repeat this for the people in the back, right? That don't get it, that do not get this shit. Matthew Stafford, the number one quarterback in the NFL right now, has 2,147 passing yards, 21 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. He has -6 yards rushing. He has 0 rushing touchdowns. He has 5 fumbles. That's not good. That's not good. You got to hold on to the ball back there. 5 fumbles. The Rams are what? 7-2, 8-2, whatever the hell they are now. The second best quarterback in the NFL. Who would you think it was stat wise, right? If you're looking at this season, Raiders. Furpo in the building. What to do? Rebel, I don't know. This might be the year the Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl. I mean, I don't know who's going to beat them right now in the NFC. I don't see anybody right now. You're clicking on special teams. You're clicking on defense. I mean, your running game is. You have three solid running backs you can hand the ball to anytime in any position, and they're going to go forward. So, yeah. So next up, man, next up on the list is Patrick Mahomes, right? Patrick Mahomes has 2,349 passing yards, 7.4 yards per attempt, 17 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Kind of like Aiden O'Connell numbers right there. If you think I'm wrong, go look it up yourself. Go look up the stats, bro. That's Aiden O'Connell numbers right there. But it is what it is. He's got 285 rushing yards with 4 touchdowns and 3 fumbles. So, again, I've talked about this, I don't know how many times on my channel, that if you have a rushing quarterback and he's ran the ball 3 times into the end zone, but he's fumbled 3 times and you've lost 3 of those, or even 2 of those, does he really have 3 rushing touchdowns? Do they really matter? Are they really making a difference? I just don't feel they are. I don't feel they are. Next up on the list, Baker Mayfield, a guy the Raiders could have got for $4 million. $4 million. After he came in and beat him in with the Rams in the fourth quarter, coming fresh off the plane, don't even know the playbook, and you let a guy come in your building and beat your ass. And then you don't even go and bring him in the building and try to talk to the dude and be like, damn, we could use somebody like this, somebody like that on our team. Hell to the no, right? So Baker Mayfield, man, he has a 63.9 percentage, right? It's he has 1,919 passing yards, 1919. 7.1 yards per. Now, the reason why I'm saying this, the 7.1 yards, let's just go through all of these right now. Because nobody's throwing the ball down the field right now in the NFL. It's a quick attack. They're all going to that, guy that's not in the NFL anymore, that John Gruden, Rich Gannon passing attack, right? 5-10 yard dinks, hit them downfield. 5-10 yard dinks, hit them downfield, right? Everybody's adapting to that John Gruden style of offense in the NFL. So if you look at it, I believe right now, Matthew Stafford at 7.8 yards per attempt is the leader in the NFL. The average, oh no, he's not. It is Drake May. 9 yards per attempt. 9 flipping yards. You know who his offensive coordinator is? That guy that Chat Sports ran out of town. No, the guy that we all ran out of town. Dick Daniels. He has Drake May in 9 games. 74.1 percentage. 2,285 yards. 9 point per attempt. 17 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, with 270 on the ground, 2 rushing touchdowns. But he has 6 fumbles, man. 6 fumbles. Got to hold on to the ball. You got to hold on to the ball. 6 fumbles to 4 interceptions. That's something that they got to work on, right? In my opinion, that's something you got to control. But before we go through all of these, actually, Drake May is not the highest. Drake May is not the highest. Hey, Grim, Soul Snatcher, you want to guess who the highest yards per attempt quarterback is in the NFL right now? Yes, it is Sam Darnold at 9.6 yards per attempt. That's unheard of, bro. That is unheard of numbers right there. Sam Darnold is 70% accuracy, right? 2,084 yards. He has 16 touchdowns, 5 interceptions with 3 fumbles. What's all these quarterbacks fumbling this year? At least Geno hasn't fumbled so much. All right. So where do we rank on this? Not us, but where does Pete Carroll's quarterback rank? Oh my God, how far down is it? So Geno Smith is 23rd on the list. 23rd on the list. In 8 games, he has a 67.2 percentage. He has 1,701 passing yards. 7.1 average. That's pretty good, right? But he has 12 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. He's ran the ball for 81 yards. 81. I think Aiden O'Connell finished the season with like 50 something. Do we really need a mobile quarterback? Is this really the future? Because I'm looking at this list, and every quarterback on here stands in the pocket and throws the ball. Those are the teams that are winning in the NFL, besides Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. The only quarterbacks behind Geno, Michael Penix Jr. Michael Penix Jr. How many people in Raider Nation wanted Michael Penix Jr.? Come on, raise your hand, please. Please raise your hand. The only plays Geno held to the nah ranks in top 5 is being a bitch. Oh, he's number 1 at that, bro. Number 1 at that. So the guys behind Geno Smith is Michael Penix, Mac Jones, who has only played 7 games. Michael Penix, who has only played 7 games. Jaden Daniels, who has only played 6 games. Yes, Jaden Daniels, 26th ranked quarterback in the NFL right now. Bryce Young, first overall pick. '27th. Tua Tagovailoa, 28th. Cam Ward, 29th. Justin Fields is 30th. With a 64 percentage, 1,089 passing yards, 6.5 per attempt, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He only has 288 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns with 3 fumbles. So you might as well just scratch those 3 touchdowns right off the list, right? And then Tyler Shuck and Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel's at the bottom. In 6 games, he has 702 passing yards. Is it time for the Cleveland Browns to put in Shedeur Sanders, man? He can't do worse. I know he can throw the ball downfield. I don't know if his offensive line can give him time to throw the ball down the field. But looking at Dylan Gabriel's numbers, bro, 59.9 percentage, 702 passing yards, 4.9 yards per average with 5 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. 30 rushes, 30 rushing yards, no fumbles, no touchdowns. Gino had people wide open, bro. The whole game, the whole game. It shows right there on the all 22, man. Out of those quarterbacks you just named, would you take Gino over? What, the last three I just named? Nah, bro. Hell no. Hell to the no. I would take Dylan Gabriel. I would take Tyler Shuck. I would take Justin Fields. I would take Cam Ward. I would easily take Bryce Young. um, Tua, I couldn't. I couldn't. He's it's pretty much Geno up and down, up and down. But Cam Ward, I mean, I didn't like Cam Ward coming out. I didn't think he was a first round pick. I really didn't. Now, does he have the talent? Yes. But I just didn't think he was, rounded enough to come out and have a franchise put on his shoulders. I told y'all Jackson Dart was that guy, right? Um, but Cam Ward, man, it's not bad numbers, bro. In 9 games, he's got 1,760 yards, 6 per attempt, 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Golly. But yeah, any one of those, at least Justin Fields on your team, right, is gonna run for first downs. He's gonna make plays with his legs. I don't know what is going on with the passing game over there. He doesn't really have a lot of weapons. The offensive line doesn't look great, and I really wish they would throw in Tyrod Taylor, their backup, and see what they got over there. Can he do any better, or is it just Justin Fields? Yeah, JPJ out for the season. Not good, man. Not good. Obviously, the MRI is a lot worse than what we thought. Um, they said probably 6 to 8 weeks. They're looking maybe possibly a little longer than 6 to 8 weeks. So it's bad. It's bad. It's not Cam Scatterboo bad, which thank God, but it's bad, man. It's not good. So um, no JPJ for the season, and we'll talk about the rest later. Is it time for the Raiders to just shut it down? Which I know nobody on this team is going to do that. Max Crosby is not going to sit out of the games. He's going to want to be out there. But man, at what point, man? At what point do we keep putting our guys out there and risking, seriously body harm and injury? Probably not. Probably not, Lawrence. Probably not. Um, More than likely, I think it will be like, he's gonna bring up Gerard Hubbard. Gerard Hubbard. What's his last name? Probably him. Probably Dalton Wagner. Um, Guys that have been around for a little bit. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. I would. I want to see the rookies as bad as everybody else, but do we really want to see them? Looking like looking like our sixth round pick over there on the bench, right? Like that dude is depressed, bro. Ashton Genty looks like he's ready to pack it in. He's like, bro, just can you just feed me the ball to the outside where somebody can block, where I can outrun somebody because there's no holes here in the middle. Once in a while they are, and it's not all the O line's fault. Some of it's on him, and he knows it. But the interception, man, that interception, I watched it like 20 times. That you can't put that on that kid. I mean, yes, you got to catch the ball, but your quarterback has to put him in a better situation, bro. You throw a rocket as hard as you can to his back shoulder when the guy's in motion. He's not a receiver, right? I mean, he catches, but mostly out of the backfield, bro, not in the center of the. I mean, I don't remember him ever catching a pass in college, being a slot receiver. Like, I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know, man. I really don't know. I think I think Grant will dress because he has dressed. Um, right, he's been out there. I think the last couple weeks, but you don't put him out on the kicking squad. You're not putting him out on the field goal unit, bro. You're not using these guys. Um, what do you think of Coleman, the wide receiver from Auburn? I think any one of these top receivers is better than what we have right now. But then they go and get a Jack Beck, and nothing against Jack Beck, man. But the receivers that were in front of him, bro, Jalen, what, Jalen Higgins, Jalen Noel, Jalen, all the Jalen's that I wanted, the Iowa State boys, like there was a lot of receivers, bro, a lot of receivers with speed that can stretch the field, and I don't know, man, I don't know. I was kind of pumped about this draft. I'm pumped about Charles Grant. I think he is the future. Will they dress him, bro? I just don't. I don't know what's up with Pete Carroll, so I cannot answer that. Kind of yeah, Luther Burden, guys from last year. There was so many guys. I don't know. I don't know what this. I don't know what the direction is, bro. I've never felt so lost in my life being a Raider fan. Like it, they tell you one thing, we all know is bullshit, but then they sugarcoat it so damn good that you can't help but take a bite, um, and then it's sour. It is sour. So all right, what was I looking at? So the backups right now, backups. Oh, they're not putting. That's some bullshit. Think got me no backups in here. But anyways, Joe Flacco, man, Joe Flacco through 8 games, percentage not that good, right? 61.6. He has 2,069 passing yards with 6.2 per attempt. He has 13 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, 29 yards rushing with a touchdown and 3 fumbles, bro. 3 fumbles. These are all better numbers than Gino. This is this is Joe Flacco. This is a 40-year-old quarterback that has more passing yards and in 2 less games. But yeah, man. All right, so the Raiders, I've been off for a couple of days. The Raiders moved on from Tom McMahon, um, not Vince McMahon. Don't get it twisted. But Tom McMahon, our special teams coach, a guy that had I think three of our special teams guys, all pro and in the Pro Bowl 2 years ago with the AP team that he took over for. The special teams was on firing on all cylinders. And now all of a sudden they're trash, and the only guy that gets the first guy to get fired is not a Brennan Carroll. It's not a Nathan Carroll, right? It's not a $6 million man in Chip Kelly. It's our special teams coordinator who takes the fall. Okay, special teams ain't great, right? It's had some block punts. It's had some block field goals. But I don't think Tom McMahon was on the kickoff team, coverage team. I don't think he was on the offensive line, and I sure the hell never seen him suit up and miss 5 field goals this year. So, I mean, you can put it on the shoulders because somebody's got to be the scapegoat for your trash ass coaching, right? Somebody's got to be the fall guy, and that's what Tom McMahon was. Tom McMahon was the fall guy. Um, on the other hand, I don't even know the dude's name. I don't have it in front of me. I don't know where the hell it went, but the guy that's taking his place last time, He was on special teams, was with AP, and I think it was the last time the Raiders ran a fake punt, and it was successful. They picked up a first down. So maybe it'll breathe some life into this absolutely dead special teams squad who can't tackle. Who 2 weeks ago was giving us the ball at the 50-yard line, and then this week they didn't kick nowhere near anywhere in the direction of Raheem Mostert. It was all Dylan Labe, still giving us good field position, 30, 35-yard starts, and the Raiders just can't do nothing with it. So I don't think special teams was the problem. And, I think Pete Carroll's guys that are in the building that are failing should have been the first ones to go, not a guy that's been here for 4 years, that's made it through three regimes, and now all of a sudden he's the problem. So I think it's a bad look for Pete Carroll. I think it's another horrible look for Spytech, for Mark Davis, for this organization and this franchise to go out and fire a guy that's not the problem. It's not the problem. Look at the offensive line that he has to put out there. I mean, come on, bro. Come on. You have Alex Kappa, who has got cooked every single time. Look at the guys getting through. Look at the guys getting pressure, getting their hands up. Look where it's at. Look who's blocking, man. This 12 million, $11 million Alex Kappa, Spytex guy, right? Tom Brady's guy is killing this team, bro. It's killing this team. He should have never made the team. And there's nothing against Alex Kappa. I'm not gonna sit up say he's a great guy, a great family man. Like some people, none of that shit matters to me. What matters to me is what you do on the football field, and what you do on the football field in the silver and black jersey is not cutting it, bro. It hasn't cut it, and I don't know why he's still out there. So that dude should have been dropped and open up another spot to come up for like a Caleb Rogers. Like a Charles Grant, who should have been on the roster every single week, right? Whether they're out there or not. Because when somebody goes down like JPJ, don't you want to have, somebody to put in that could actually fill the shoes, right? You put Alex Capel on the right side, you put him on the left side. He hasn't helped this team whatsoever one time. So um, will Charles Grant be out there? I hope to God so. Will Caleb Rogers be out there? I hope to God so. But I just don't feel like this coaching staff is smart enough to see what the problem is and to fix it. Because the problem has been staring us in the face all year long what the problem is with the offense. And he's Gino is still the guy, bro. He's still the guy. So um what is the identity of the Raiders? Oh, bro, it's the defense. It's what's been our identity since Derek Carr left, man. That it's the defense. Our identity is smash mouth football. Is a bend don't break defense that has not been bending or breaking lately. They've been playing solid. So, but is that Pete Carroll? I know Pete Carroll's a defensive guy, but so is Patrick Graham, right? And I believe Pete Carroll is getting way too much credit for the way this defense is playing because he had Kai Blue Kelly out there for 8 games, the worst the worst defender in the whole entire NFL, right? Getting barbecued like barbecue chicken with no hot sauce, no barbecue sauce, just meat, just meat. Um, and you kept him out there. He's doing great. He's doing great. He's physical. He's tackling. He's doing great. Geno Smith, you keep him out there. He's doing great. G looked awesome. G looked awesome today. He got the ball around. Bro, what is this man seeing out there? What is he seeing? So, our identity is absolutely the defense. It's been our identity since we lost Derek Carr, and it'll continue to be our identity until they put Aiden O'Connell in, or and get this offensive moving, or they draft a quarterback, which is going to be a long time down the road. So the next step, it's got to be Aiden O'Connell, bro. It can't be Kenny Pickett. Aiden O'Connell has chemistry with Brock Bowers. He has chemistry with Trey Tucker. You can't put Kenny Pickett in this position, bro. I don't care if it was with you wasted a fifth round pick. It doesn't matter. We've wasted picks for the last 25 years, so it doesn't matter. You wasted a third round pick on Geno Smith. You can't continue to put that product on the field. Our Mark Davis is he's gonna be a broke ass dude. Like the only fans coming to the stadium are gonna be other people's or other teams' fans, and then they ain't even gonna want to go because how fun is that? How fun is that when you got no other fans to make fun of? So our identity is absolutely 100% this defense, but I don't think it's the identity of Pete Carroll because a team takes a coach's identity. And right now, it's Patrick Graham's identity, right? This team is the same. This defense is the same as it was before Pete Carroll got here. It's good one week, it's not good the next. But look what Patrick Graham did with all the pieces they got him, right? Look what he did with Caleb Von Chasen. Look what he did with Jack Jones. Look what he did with Jonah Lalu. Look what he's done with Adam Butler. Like look what he did with Robert Spillane, right? Look, I mean, he had Divine Diablo playing well. He just couldn't tackle a mannequin in a department store. But either can the rest of this team right now. So I, I think I think Patrick Graham needs to be interim head coach for the rest of the season. I really, really do. And I think probably for the next 2 years, man. There's not, if you're not going to go after a young coach like Mike LaFleur, hashtag somebody, hashtag Mike LaFleur. If you're not going to go after, one of the best offensive minds in the business, then go the defensive route, right? Because this is a defensive team. It's been a defensive team. I know we have Brock Bowers. I know we have Ashton Genty, but our offense has not caught up to the defense. It's not even close. We heard all the talk in camp. Oh, this offense is going to score 40 points a game, and they're going to be, the top offense in the NFL. And we heard all the reporters and all the people in camp telling us, this is the nastiest offense, bro. They got 25 plays to run out of every set they got. We've seen none of that. We've seen none of that. This offense is so far behind the defense. It's not even funny. And, we got a rookie that finally played last week and a little bit the week before. And you have to question, why wasn't this kid out there the whole entire season? Um, it could be a whole different season, right? He could be leading the NFL in interceptions right now, and Darian Porter Jr. You have to question why, um, Kai Blue Kelly hasn't been in the slot, right? He's physical. That isn't that, the decisions that have been made on defense. I don't believe are Patrick Graham. I think they're all Pete Carroll, and um, and Patrick Graham is still making his defensive work, right? He's still making his defensive work, and I don't think Patrick Graham gets enough credit, where credit is due. Every single year you have a new coach. This year you have a new coach with a whole new defensive system, and this defense is still, it's had its games, but they're still one of the top defenses right now in the NFL. You're giving up 10 points to the Broncos. You're giving up, 7 points at the half, 10 points at the half. Sometimes you fold in the second half, sometimes you don't. But I don't really feel like any of this has a Pete Carroll stamp on it. Like the guys that are playing well, Eric Stokes, yes, he brought in Eric Stokes. Jamal Adams, yes, he brought in Jamal Adams. Those guys are playing well. Jeremy Chin's playing well. But I think that's where, I think it's Patrick Graham. I think it's most of it's Patrick Graham. We've seen what he did with the guys you know, that they brought in and threw them into the fire the last couple years. So I'm really at that point, man. Move on. Rebel salute. Sorry, I'm working. I'm in and out of the chat. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Raider Unleashed. Unleashed Raider. Um, tired of being other. What? Tired of being other teams we have been. To love the Patriots. To love Seahawks. I want the Las Vegas Raiders. I Patrick Graham. Patrick Graham. Patrick Graham is a Raider. He bleeds silver and black, man. This dude knows offenses better than our offensive coordinator. When you hear Patrick Graham get on the podium and prepare for his defense, right? When you hear him talk about the teams he's going up against, the quarterback he's going up against, what he has to do, I feel like he knows their offenses better than they know their offense. And it shows on the field, right? It shows on the field. He's outcoached a whole bunch of offensive coordinators and kept us in games that we didn't have a chance in, right? We had absolutely no shot in, but the defense made plays. The defense, has gotten sacks. The defense has got stops. And the offense has done nothing to complement the defense for their job. So Patrick Graham, bro. Everybody in the building loves Patrick Graham. And the Raiders, I feel, are going to make a huge, huge mistake. And they're going to let Patrick Graham walk. And he's going to go get a coaching job somewhere else because he almost had one last year, right? He interviewed for what, two head coaching jobs? Should have had the Jacksonville Jaguar job, and then they went with Liam Cohen at the last minute. But I feel Patrick Graham's knowledge, right? He's a Berkeley, Stanford guy, whatever, one of them top schools. This dude is a genius, right? And I feel if you put him at the top position where he needs to be instead of just defensive coordinator, I think Patrick Graham is going to take a team to new heights with his, knowledge of offense and defense, right? He's been a tight end coach. He's been every coach you could possibly be in the NFL. And I think he's just missing his calling. I think his calling needs to be a head coach. And the Raiders, you know, the rest of the season would be nice, but I don't think they're firing Pete Carroll, during the season because they can't just keep saying they're wrong. And, we got to deal with the shitty product they put on the field because of their pride, because they can't just acknowledge, okay, we made another mistake. We're going to have to clean house again and start over. But you're not completely starting over if you make it Patrick Graham, right? The defense is going to know the system. They're going to know what's going on. All you have to do is go get a big dog, top name offensive coordinator, young offensive coordinator that can mesh with these guys, that can communicate with these guys. Not a dude that's going to sit up here and say, oh, don't make JPJ's head any bigger than it is, bro. That dude and his corny ass jokes are not flying in the building. I could tell you right now. Dude, I'm 50 years old and I'm not even, laughing at his corny ass jokes as an old man. These 20-year-old kids are like, this dude trying to be funny, right? Is he trying to be funny? Because it's not working. So I think that's the direction we need to go. Our identity needs to be defense, man. It's a defensive team. We have Max Crosby, right? You have, a shutdown corner in Eric Stokes who's been lights out this year for 3.5 million. Damn good job there. But everything else is ass, bro. It's ass. We have, you know, Dante Thornton that I think his development time is way, way, way farther than anybody imagined. And, some of us believed it was going to take time. But when they throw him out there as the number one receiver, as a Raider fan, don't you got to believe, damn, this kid is taking way bigger leaps than we thought, right? This kid is more ready than anybody imagined because that's what they told you every single week, right? These reporters came out and said, Dante Thornton, another touchdown to Dante Thornton, another 80. Yeah, they didn't tell you it's one-on-ones. They didn't tell you they're going against the third string defense, right? So, man, the shit that they said and the things that they have done throughout this season, moving JPJ over to right guard, who's now injured, and I'm not saying he wouldn't have been injured at the center position, but moving a guy from his natural position because you think it's going to make the team better or because you like Jordan Meredith better, it makes no sense, bro. It makes no sense. You try to change Ashton Genty's stance. That didn't work for what, 2 or 3 games. The one game you change it back, the dude has 3 touchdowns. So nothing this coaching staff has done this year has panned out. Nothing. Nothing. Besides a couple players on defense, right? And I think, again, that's a tribute to Patrick Graham because he's done it with everybody they brought in, right? Every single year that he's been here for the last 4 years, no matter who they throw, who they cut, who they replace, Patrick Graham picks up the pieces and the defense is, competitive. We've been competitive, bro. Look at last year. We were competitive. Whether we got beat or not, we still scored points. We still got first downs. Now, it wasn't all the time like we wanted, but bro, we had Gardner Minshew. We had we had Ritter. Who I don't know why I'm laughing. actually played better than Aiden O'Connell a little bit, and better than Gardner Minshew, right? He drove the ball down the field. He had like a 25-yard touchdown to Brock Bowers when Brock Bowers wasn't scoring any touchdowns last year. And then they pull him. But yeah, man, the Raiders need their own identity. We need to get, and I people are gonna, hate me for saying this, but we got to get past the Oakland days. We got to get past the Los Angeles days, and they need to establish an identity in Vegas as the Las Vegas Raiders. Whether it's defense, whether it's offense, I prefer it to be both. But we gotta have a coach that's gonna come in here and establish something, bro. There is no accountability for the head coach. There's no accountability for the offensive coordinator. There's been no accountability for an absolutely trash quarterback that has made horrible decisions, who has had guys open. I mean, wide open. I don't know how much more open. Three of his sacks last week or Thursday, whenever the hell they played. Three of Geno's sacks Thursday. There was two guys open 20 yards down the field. There was no pressure. There was no pressure until he waited 5 seconds and then the pressure came. But man, I'm watching football yesterday, right? And I'm looking at these quarterbacks hold the ball, hold the ball, hold the ball, and then they take 2 steps forward and throw it 30 yards down the field. I'm watching these young quarterbacks stand in the pocket. Stand in the pocket. See a dude staring him down the face. He's coming right for you. Boom! I've never seen Geno one time this year, stand in the pocket, deliver the ball. Okay, wait. One time. There was one play like 3 weeks ago. That's the only time I've seen the man stand in the pocket and deliver the football and take a hit. That's soft, bro. That's soft. You don't want to get touched out there. You're trying to make $30 million a season with $66 million guaranteed, and you don't want to get hit. We gotta do something. We gotta do something, bro. Unleashed Raider, 8 months. Damn! Shout out to you, man. That means the world to me. 8 months is a long, long time for somebody, to support this channel. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart with everything I got. I cannot thank you enough, for supporting this channel that long. Definitely means the world to me. And shit, we would not be here without you. And shout out for the $2 holla. Let's flip and go. A real man's son with integrity would resign immediately. Talking to you, Brandon Carroll. Let me say that again for the people in the back. A real man or son with integrity would resign immediately. Brandon Carroll. I agree 100%, bro. I agree 100%. Like, here's my thing, dude. Here's my thing. When Pete Carroll is asked a question in a press conference, he says, well, G was out there playing good, and then he fucking, and then that one pass, and the guy just made a play, and how long are these flipping meetings, bro? How long are your meetings? Do you think guys are not going to lose interest when you can't even try to get the words out of your mouth, bro? Like, come on, you're sitting in a meeting. These dudes are in here for like 4 hours. And he hasn't even finished the story yet. Like, so the way Pete Carroll talks, bro, in these press conferences, you ask him a question and he just goes on and on and on and on, kind of like I do in my lives, about crazy subjects, off subjects, starts talking about other shit. He doesn't want to answer the questions directly. He doesn't. And he beats around the bush and he hops over here and he hops over there. But it's not just him, bro. It's not just Brendan Carroll. I think a lot of people on this staff that Pete Carroll have brought in are not helping him. They're not helping him whatsoever. I think it's all starting to make sense. Pete Carroll will continue to play Geno, and he has an excuse when we lose, so people won't hold his feet to the fire about Suspect coaching decisions. I mean, isn't that a suspect coaching decision though? Isn't that sus as hell? Like, to me, that's the most sus decision that's out there. Playing Gino and continue to play him. Like, how do you justify that? I mean, he's justified it so far, right? With his, Gino is God statements constantly. But it makes sense. It makes sense. You leave Gino out there. Everybody hates on Gino and not Pete Carroll. But I hate on Pete Carroll and Gino because you're the guy leaving them out there. You're the dude making the decisions, and it all falls on the head coach, right? When you sit up here and say a veteran wouldn't make that mistake, and if these guys don't clean it up, they won't be here. Shouldn't you look in the damn mirror, bro? Because you've made mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake as a head coach, and you're not cleaning it up. It's getting worse. So shouldn't you not be here? You know, can you fire yourself? Because, bro, at this point, you probably should fire yourself. Like, just resign. Just be like, bro, look, I'm too old for this shit. I just want to coach at USC in my philosophy class, where I'm not going to get criticized and smashed on the internet all day long. Um, would be the respectable thing to do, bro. Definitely. How is everyone? Hawaiian Candy, what's good? What's good? Heck, I figured PG would have been the head coach by now. Um, when he left the Giants, now I don't think he will ever be a head coach unless PG gets a chance to be. Um, unless Pete gets canceled, PG will get upgraded. I don't. Somebody's gonna give him a job, bro. Somebody's gonna give him a job. You can't. If these execs know football and know a football mind when it speaks, everything that comes out of Patrick Graham's mouth is intelligent as hell, right? When he talks about the offenses, I think he knows more about the opposing offenses that he's facing than he does his own defense sometimes. Like, he knows, and I think he takes little cheap shots at our own offensive coordinator, right? Because you're like, oh, how you going to prepare for this guy? And he's like, well, his coach does a hell of a job using them in the right ways. He gets them out in space, he gets them out in motion, like you should do with a guy like that. Like, he's taking little cheap shots constantly at this organization and at these teams, and they don't see it. He's trying to tell y'all, like, it's not happening in the building like it should. And if it wasn't for Liam Cohen jumping ship at the last second, Patrick Graham would have a head coaching job right now with a pretty good Jacksonville team, right? Would they be the same? Would they have the same record? I mean, I don't know. That's hard to say. Hey, Dusty, shout out. Appreciate you. Starting to like Texas A&M quarterback. That dude's a dog, bro. I don't know why this kid is not talked about. And I don't even know his name off the top of my head. But Texas A&M, man, they murdered my Hogs. They've murdered everybody they've played. And yes, I don't know if he's not eligible or something. I don't know why they're not talking about the young man. And why are you restricting your messages? What the hell? Are you blocking yourself? um, but yeah, I'm starting to like a lot of these quarterbacks, man. I like that kid. The hell's his name? Sorsby from Georgia Tech, I do believe. Of course, my guy Taylor Green. I gotta always be on that. And Taylor Green, some people said he wasn't even in the top tier or the third tier of the quarterbacks this year. A lot of people have him seventh and eighth on their list coming out of college. So don't sleep on Taylor Green. Like I said, it's Mike LaFleur is not spelled like that, but shout out for the participation. You could have looked it up, but yeah, man. So there's a lot of quarterbacks out there that I think have a a whole bunch of upside, and I think next year might be the year, bro. I think next year might be the year for quarterback. Like I don't feel like we are a team. You know, if you look at Smelly Cat, what's good? Appreciate you. If you look at the Giants right now, look at what Jackson Dart is doing. Jackson Dart is leading the NFL in touchdowns. He has 5 touchdowns on the ground in 6 games. He has another like 10 or 8 or 10 through the air. The dude's only played 6 games. He's also been in a tent for concussion protocol 5 times in 6 games. But when you look at a quarterback like Jackson Dart, who, I mean, I don't have to say how many times I wanted Jackson Dart, but if you look at Jackson Dart, are they winning? Are they winning, right? They have the same record as us. They have a quarterback that's dynamic as hell. He makes plays. He runs the ball. He picks up first downs. He does everything you want in a quarterback, but they don't win games. Hmm. Could you really? Can you imagine that? How in the hell does a quarterback go out there and do everything he's supposed to do and you don't win football games? This is not a quarterback league, bro. It's a team sport. You have to have all 3 phases. You can't win if one's lagging, bro. Like I said before, if you're riding in a car with 4 tires and one of them tires is low, that's how you're driving down the road. That's what an NFL team looks like, bro. It's you gotta have all 6 cylinders, 8 cylinders, 4 cylinders, whatever you drive. They all have to be clicking. All the air in the tires have to be the same. You can't have one lower than the other. And the Raiders for the last 20 years, special teams is up here, defense down here, offense down here. Defense up here, special teams here, offense down here. Like it's it's never it's never consistent. It's never consistent. We don't have coaches on the same page. We don't have coaches with the same ideas. We don't have coaches with the same personnel philosophies, um, or even how to win football games philosophies. Right? It's just everybody's button heads constantly. And I know, Patrick Graham has to be one of the most frustrated coaches in all of the NFL because the dude sits up here year after year after year and has his defense playing well. Could they be better? Yes. But if he had more choices of the defensive personnel, I believe we'd be a lot better. I believe guys like Justin Simmons, guys like guy like Ramsey over there for the Steelers, who is just tightening up that D, playing safety, playing corner. I believe dudes like that would have been on our team. I think he would have went out and got some big name guys if he was the top dog. But he doesn't have the personnel, right? He's got all these guys making decisions from him, and he's doing a damn good job, the best he can, as of what they're feeding him, right? If they would have kept Caleb on chasing, Robert Spillane, Trayvon Morig, Nate Hobbs, just two of those players, any two of those players, even Divine Diablo, hell, this defense would be better. This defense would be way better. And Patrick Graham, how could you not be frustrated knowing that, year in and year out, I'm overlooked? They brought in AP, who had no whatsoever NFL coaching experience, and promoted this dude to the head coach from linebacker coach? Come on, man. How do you disrespect Patrick Graham like that? No wonder he said, I'm going to look for another job. And if Pete Carroll wouldn't have called him, because probably, more than likely, and I guarantee you, more than likely, Pete Carroll called everybody on the planet and nobody wanted to come coach that defense. Why do you think Patrick Graham is back? The coaches that are in there are the coaches that Pete Carroll could find. I guarantee you. These are not the coaches that he just called and said, hey, you want to? Yeah, I'll be right there. Nah, bro. I think he was on the phone for a long, long time searching for guys to bring in this building. Because why do you let Patrick Graham go, walk, do all those things, talk to all these teams, and then the last minute you're like, okay, we're going to keep Patrick Graham? I don't think Pete Carroll could find the guys that he wanted to come in and coach. I really, really don't. Or I think the special teams, offensive line, coach, all these assistants that stayed in the building. I don't think he could have built the staff like he wanted to. I think that was a problem. I really, really do. How many people want to go coach for a 74-year-old coach that just got fired in Seattle and let go for a reason? How many people want to go coach for a guy that knows he shows favoritism to his quarterbacks? He shows favoritism to the player he likes, right? There's not too many coaches that want to be a part of that. And I think that's the problem with the Raiders right now is the guys that he got are the guys that, are not his top choices. Kind of like AP. I think the guys in the building are guys that, he settled for because there wasn't a lot of choices out there. It wasn't a lot of choices out there. Um, People into drop a like, back to work. Appreciate it. Yeah. Double tap the screen, man. Double tap the screen. Show some love. I appreciate y'all. The Raider coaching staff is like the Timu. Everything must go. I that's where I'm at, bro. You know, every single year you bring in a coach, you keep part of the staff, you move on from the rest of the staff. You got guys like Luke Steckel who has been in the building, overlooked. I bet he can run an offense. I'd put money on it. I'd put money on it. The job he's done with Brock Bowers being out, the job he did with Michael Mayer last year. Luke Steckel has done a damn good job since he's been the tight end coach for the Las Vegas Raiders. Um, they moved the Turners. They promoted the Turners last year. That worked out pretty good. They moved on from that. We have guys, young guys in the building that know football. Like Luke Steckel has been an assistant head coach under Mike Vrabel, I do believe. Yes, under Vrabel. He was his sidekick, his little buddy. that was his guy, right? A lot of people don't know about Luke Steckel. Um, I've talked about it for the last 2 years on this channel, right? Luke Steckel is a dude that needs to be promoted. He's been around the league. He's been an assistant offensive coordinator. He's been a tight end coach. He's been an assistant coach. He's been an assistant head coach. Um, he's been in all these offensive positions under damn good head coaches, and the dude, just gets overlooked constantly. So there's guys in the building that you should keep, and then there's guys in the building that you have to bring in a head coach that's willing to just wipe it all out, wipe it all out. You can't try to mix guys together, right? Pete Carroll and guys like Patrick Graham and Luke Steckel and some of these guys, I'm sure they got to butt heads on shit. You got to be like, come on, man. Like that worked 20 years ago. The cover three, 80% of the defense is on cover three. I know that's not a Patrick Graham scheme, right? Patrick Graham ran a whole lot of 4-2-5 last year. There was a reason for that. That's his scheme. That's what he likes to do. He likes to have 5 defensive backs out there, not 3 linebackers. We were better in coverage last year because we didn't have 3 linebackers out there getting cooked in coverage. Absolutely. Every single play. Every single play. I don't know how many times I see a guy wide open and I'm like, whose man was that? Oh, damn. It was E-Rob's, or oh, damn, right? It was Devin White's, or not too many times. It's Jamal Adams because he played safety, right? He's faster than all these guys. Jamal Adams, why isn't he out there 90% of the time like Max Crosby? He's our best cover linebacker. Instead, we got E-Rob out there trying to cover tight ends that run 4.4, 4.5 40s, bro. Like, it's crazy to me. Crazy to me. Oh damn, you just behind. Yeah, I'm behind. For a second I thought it was recorded. What? Guess you are stoned. Um, we will still love our Raiders. Commitment to excellence, just win, baby. That's the sad thing, though. That's the sad thing, bro. That's the sad thing. Is yes, we're still gonna support this team. Yes, we're still gonna love our team. But at what point do we have to be like, fuck it, it's time to boycott, bro? It's time to boycott. Like, and I already boycotted. Shit, I can't tell you. I mean, I made some shit, some Raider inspired stuff, but I can't tell you when the last time I bought a jersey, a hat. Y'all see me with the same old hats on all the time. I got like 5. After the fire, I got like 5 hats that I've had for like the last 5-6 years. I got fed up, man. I can't support this team that just wants to take people's money. and not put a product worth paying for on the field, bro, year in and year out. It's just devastating. Sign Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin too. Yo, 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 yo. Um, that would be great, but Mike Tomlin's having some problems right now, right? He's been on the same team for a long time. What, 18 years coaching for the Steelers? The Steelers have had three coaches in their lifetime. They're not moving on from Tomlin anytime soon. I don't believe, but they could this year if they don't make the playoffs. You know, I thought last night would have been a damn good chance to put in Will Howard. They said they wanted to put in Will Howard before the season was over to know where they have with a quarterback that won a natty, right? That cooked college football under a Chip Kelly offense, right? So why they didn't draft Will Howard makes no sense to me, bro. Makes absolutely no sense. Why Pete Carroll wouldn't go get Will Howard? That he's familiar with the offense, they're familiar with each other. Makes no sense. But anyways, he's with Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh said that they want to see the kid play before the season is up, right? They want to know what they have in this young kid. Should they go draft a quarterback in the first round, or do they have something in this young man? And obviously, he's been showing something in camp for them to say, you know, or throughout the season in practice, running with the practice squad, for them to be like, hey, we want to check this kid out, right? So, um, I thought last night was the perfect opportunity. You're down. You're down three touchdowns, whatever, with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Aaron Rodgers already has two interceptions. The offense is not moving. You have three damn points, 7 points, whatever they had, and they didn't put Will Howard out there. I don't know, bro. So no, I'm not in on the Mike Tomlin thing. I think he's getting up there to the washed up quarterback thing. One real OZ, we fucking straight booty. But I'm a Raider though. I'm a Raider though. I'm a Raider though. Um, Unleash Raiders with the $2 smackaroo. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Um, he's fucking 98 years old. I mean, exactly, bro. Exactly. Um, a Dusty Oreo. What's good? What's good? Appreciate you. Damn, 7 months in the building. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't even know I had people that like me that much. Piss off. What's good, dude? What's good? Um, when you gonna bench Gino and put in AOC or Kenny Pickett? Gino looked like he was limping like a bitch. I mean, after further review, right? After further review, I watched the all 22, and I thought it was the dude smacking his thigh. That was the injury, but nah, it was after he hit the ground. The dude came flying in, and his leg said, right on the inside of his thigh. So definitely hurt, bro. If you ever had a Charlie horse, if you ever had somebody punch you right here in your leg, right here. If you ever been punched right there, then it's gonna hurt. But if you're an NFL football player and you can't get back out there because of a dead leg, I mean, a dead leg only lasts so long, bro. Aiden O'Connell broke his wrist and finished finished the series with a broken wrist throwing a football. And you're gonna tell me this dude's not a football player, but Gino is? Stop with that shit. Party hat, appreciate the party hat. Um, Love you, Joanna. I know. Gino was out with one leg limping and shit. Yeah, and you put him back out there, right? And your excuse is, Gino wanted to fight for his guys. Fucking now he has fight. Now all of a sudden this dude has fight and wants to fight for his team when he's injured and he can't walk. Come on, man. A Dusty Oreo is funny as hell, bro. That's funny as shit. Um, I don't know why that's so funny, but it sounds funny as hell. Um, what I was thinking was even funnier. Delete ones when I was typing. Yeah, I thought for a second. Okay. Nah, bro, I'm just far behind. Wasn't respond. Oh, I didn't even know there was this many people in the chat. Usually it moves for me, but I guess it got stuck or something. Bro, that dab got you. Must be nice. Even Stevie Wonder could see Chino ain't it, bro. Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, all that. They could all. You could just feel it. What the fuck shirt you have on, Rebel? Looks like Gino in a Jets jersey with the Raiders helmet. Yeah, bro. It's Gino with a backwards Raider helmet, and it says Gino because we got the Jets Gino, not the Seattle Gino. Which I mean, any Gino is pretty much ass, but that's why I'm driving. Sucks. Only got three tires. You only got three tires, bro. That's how you driving right now, like this. And that couch is squeaky. Can't argue, bro. I hate Gino. Gino sucks. Dude needs glasses. He wears glasses. He wears glasses on the podium, bro, in his press conference. The dude's got glasses on. Why doesn't he have glasses on in a game? Does he wear contacts? Does anybody ask these questions? Can he see past 20 yards anymore? Yeah, bro. If you're wearing glasses, but if you got to wear glasses in a press conference all of a sudden, that he's just worn them like the last 3 weeks. If you're wearing glasses in a press conference, bro, shouldn't you have them on the field? Like, and if you're wearing them glasses in a press conference after the game, that tells me you didn't have no contacts on because you didn't take your contacts out after the game and put on glasses to come out and talk to the media. Come on, man. Yeah, but the thing is, he needs to wear them on the field. He can't. Yeah, he definitely needs to wear them on the field. Greg Brewer in the building. What's good? Um, I forgot to tap. Just caught up. What's he saying? Appreciate the double tap, tap the screen. Greg Brewer in the building. Who else we got? Let's get through these. Trixie Blue, what it do? What it do? My friend and family, she says. Shout out to everybody. Pete Carroll got to check himself into retirement home. That's where I'm at. I mean, he got plenty of money to do it, bro. $15 million a season for 3 years, bro. That means, once again, if Mark Davis does decide to move on, which I don't see him doing, because he's got to be tired of just paying people for nothing. There's got to come to a point in a man's life where you're like, I'm not just giving you money just to give you money. You're gonna have to earn that shit. So if we're stuck with Pete Carroll for 3 years, bro, y'all might see me back in 3 years. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. And I told you, I'm not doing this shit with Geno Smith and Pete Carroll again. You will not see me on YouTube next year. I'm sure most of y'all don't give a shit. I know the Raiders don't give a shit, but I just can't come on and keep talking bad about my team every week, right? I know I talk shit about my quarterback. I know I talk shit about this team, but it kills me, bro. It kills me to talk how bad this team is week in and week out. So why would I suffer through this shit and come on here and talk about how bad we are and do film breakdown and continue to just waller in my misery? Like, it's not even worth it, bro. It's not even worth it. So uh, it's gonna be wild, bro. I hope that God, because I love doing YouTube. I love coming on and talking with y'all. Right, makes my day. Gives me somebody to talk football with, and if I can't do that because this team is ass and they can't make damn good decisions, bro, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. But there's just no reason to sit up here and constantly bash the organization, bash the coaches, bash the players, bash the franchise, bash the owner, bash the equipment man, the ball guy, the towel guy. It just makes no sense. That's why I'm not on every day, because I don't have nothing positive to say, bro. Like, people are like, where was Rebel Saturday? Where was Rebel Sunday? Shit, I was chilling, watching some football games, not having to bash my team, trying to feel good about myself. Because, man, talking about this team constantly, it's horrible, bro. It's horrible. I just want to see us win. I just want to see us compete. At least compete, right? You brought in this compete mantra. I got a damn shirt I made. It says just compete. No wonder nobody bought it. I wouldn't buy that shit either. Compete for what? There ain't no competition. compete. Shit, Gino was given his job. Kappa was given his job. Um, Jamal Adams, Pratt, like E-Rob, and whether they like it or not, there was no competition at linebacker. That none of these dudes got reps with the ones. Come on, man. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. These dudes were handpicked, put in, and said, "You're the number one," and that's gonna be that. There was no. Hey, can this dude cover better? Can this dude maybe get there faster because he's younger and faster? Right? You don't always need knowledge and experience on the damn field. I see plenty of young teams playing, with their head on a swivel, bro, just playing like their hair's on fire, lights out. And I don't see that from the Raiders. I see everybody, whether it's offense and defense, thinking, thinking way too much, thinking. You just need to go play football, bro. Just go play football. And if your playbook is that complicated, where guys have to think before they do anything, you're not gonna win, bro. You're not gonna win. You have to just go out there, and it has to be a time where you just go out there like a kid and just play football. Know your role, run your route, know fucking the timing as a quarterback. No, you don't have 6 seconds out there to throw the damn football after 15 years in the NFL. I mean, something you should know, right? I love the name Dusty Oreo, right? That shit was funny as hell. um, we got to draft a quarterback top 10. Shit, why we looking? Will at least be a top five pick easily. I mean, if you keep Geno out there, bro, um, Ghost Rider, what's good? I don't know. I don't see a Ghost Rider, but um, if you keep Geno out there, at least we're guaranteed, bro. At least we're guaranteed to have a top pick, because the dude's gonna continue to throw interceptions. He's gonna continue to lose us ball games. He's got his hat on backwards. He can't see the damn field. Um, So maybe it is best to just leave him out there. Maybe it's best to just leave him out there, let this whole entire thing just collapse from the inside out, and have to fix it again at the end of the season. Maybe that's the best route to go. We got a couple of those hats in 2022. He play what? We will play next year. Go Cowboys. Oh, we will play y'all next. Go Cowboys. What's up, Cowboys fan? What's up? Y'all ain't really much better than us. Y'all have a way better offense, a way better quarterback. Shit, even a better running back at this point. Better receivers. But y'all got no defense. No defense. But guess what? Y'all are playing the Las Vegas Raiders on Monday Night Football. So your defense will finally look like the best defense in the NFL. So shout out to my guy Maverick Hunter. Um, y'all got a whole bunch of shit to look forward to this week. Going against Geno. I mean, it's gonna be lights out, right? This will be the time where the Dallas Cowgirls, Cowboys, and all the Dallas Cowboys fans are the most excited. It's gonna be the best game of the year for y'all. It's how it goes. Jonah said, "Come in, row with the Yorkie avatar." What? Oh. Love the little fuzzy old man. What? Oh, you mean Raider Bear? You mean Raider Bear? Y'all want to know the story about Raider Bear? So, I do tile, do remodeling and shit, or at least I used to, not as much anymore. Um, but I was doing a job for somebody, and she see my Raider tattoo and was like, "Oh, damn, you're a Raider fan?" I was like, "Yeah, diehard Raiders fan." So we started talking Raider football. She took me down to her basement, and she got all these pictures of Jim Otto. And I'm like, "Why you got all these pictures of Jim Otto?" She's like, "Oh, that's my uncle." I was like, "What? Stop playing." She's like, "Yeah, that's my uncle." So we talked anyways. I did a job every day. We talked. She told me some stories and shit. Um, but yeah, he bought that for her a long time ago when she was a little kid, and she said she had all this stuff in a box, besides a couple pictures out on the wall, and was like, "Would you like it?" I was like, "Duh, duh." So yeah, that's where the story is. That's where the bear came from. As you can see, I mean, it's older than dirt. Like the stuffing is got no neck. So it's like, shit. I don't know. I don't know how old it is, but I'm 50. She was a little older than me, so the bear's been around for a long, long time. So that's where the bear came from. If you're talking about the fuzzy old man, it belonged to Jim Otto's niece. The Raiders will have 15 sacks this week. Accelerator in the building. You mean Gino? Gino will get sacked 15 times this week? Or the Raiders defense? I think someone did L Raiders. Jason Ruiz, what to do, what to do, what to do. Her cat's name is Dusty Oreo. Oh, didn't know about the cats. Right? Piss off. You're thinking the same thing I was thinking, right? You're thinking the exact same thing I was thinking. Um, what we got? What do we got? Mr. Magoo football. Jimmy, I don't think you have it on all chat. I do, bro. I just gotta scroll down. That's why you see my thumb doing this. Um, Rebel turning around and becomes Raider Propaganda Network. I mean, everything they say is propaganda, bro. Propaganda. Hey, Unleashed. No trolling or anything. I thought you guys are going to be better since the off season um, and trading everything. Last year, I remember the release of DT and I mean, yeah, we got rid of Christian Wilkins. Yeah, we got Gino. But you've been in my lives long enough to hear me talk about Gino. And, I said I believe the Raiders were going to be 12-5 this year. I thought this offensive line was going to be better. I thought they were going to have a consistent run game. I didn't know Chip Kelly was going to be such a flake on offense. And shit, I was wrong. I was wrong. But I said for them to be 12-5, which I predicted before camp, before any of that, right? This was a April prediction, right? April prediction, right? Before camp, before we lost Christian Wilkins, before there was no quarterback competition, before guys were just given spots at the wide receiver position, named number one, right? Before all that, I did make my predictions at 12-5. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but I said when I made that prediction, this offensive line had to be top 10 in the NFL. We had to have a top 15 defense, which I thought we were going to. I'm not gonna lie. I thought this offense was going to be way better. Nobody expected Brock Bowers to be hurt, and miss all the games he did. So it is what it is. I thought this team was going to be way better too. But the main one is I thought Pete Carroll was going to change the culture. And from my opinion, he's ruined the culture. We had a better culture with Antonio Pierce. Guys that, might not have been happy in the locker room. Some guys might have been disgruntled or the way practice was going and shit like that. But it was a first year head coach and he really didn't know any of that shit. And the guys that were in the building the year before that helped him with that, they moved on from. So no excuses. I mean, no excuses. We're ass. We're ass. There's a lot of people thought we were going to be better. I mean, this is the first year in the NFL where every single analyst, Chris Collinsworth, Nick Walter, not Walters, whatever the hell is Nick Sirianni, whatever the hell the dude's name is, the ESPN dude, right? All these guys, Rich Eisen, bro. Everybody said the Raiders were gonna be a top team in the NFL. They were going to win a lot of games, right? So it wasn't just me, right? It wasn't just me. We were all fooled by Pete Carroll thinking that, you know, he was still the Pete Carroll of 10 years ago. And there's a reason Seattle moved on from Pete Carroll, and we're seeing the reasons. We're seeing the reasons. I'm multitasking and listening. Sorry if I miss any comments. Appreciate you, my guy. No worries. Um, Unleashed Rebel. I feel like the Raiders will lose the weekend, and even the Jets. The Jets win over the Browns. Saints beating the Panthers, and the Giants losing. They are still ahead of us in the draft. I don't even know how that's possible, bro. I don't even know how that's possible. But they got some games coming up, and those teams are getting better, right? The Jets. Yes, they're struggling, but their special teams, their defense came alive, right? Their offense just needs to follow suit. Um, who else was in there? The Cleveland Browns. I mean, the Cleveland Browns got a rookie quarterback that's played 5 games in the NFL. His numbers are trash. Matter of fact, let's talk about it. Damn, where'd it go? Shit, I closed it out. All right, never mind. But he has a um, 54% completion ratio. He is averaging 5.9, I think 5.9 yards per attempt. He has like 4 touchdowns and 6 interceptions or something. Dylan Gabriel's not doing really good, bro, for the Cleveland Browns. But their offensive line is ass. They have very little, if if very little minimum running game. Their receivers aren't catching the ball. Like, man, they're just as bad as we are. They're just as bad as we are. Cowboys are still suck. Cowboys are gonna put it together, man. They're gonna make a run. I really feel like they are. I really feel like you know they're bringing in some position people at defense, right? They have stars galore all over their helmets. I mean, on the field. Oh, I meant Railroad, but Raider Bear is cool too. I thought I was like, what? Uh, Great Bear story. We looking fucking Derek Carr when he broke his fibula. Damn, that's pretty floppy. That's pretty floppy. Oh shit. Last year Las Vegas record was 4-13. I get it, Tyler. The record was 4-13, but they also had 7 starters on defense that missed 5 games or more. They had 3 starters on defense that missed the whole entire season. Defensive line, corner, and safety. The entire season, bro. They missed the whole entire season. So, and they went with Gardner Minshew instead of Aiden O'Connell. I mean, it is what it is. They had no run game. Yes, they were 4-13 last year. They were very, very bad. But they had excuses. They had reasons. This year, they have absolutely no reason, bro. No reason to be this bad. You have Brock Bowers. You had Jacoby Myers. You have Trey Tucker. You have Jack Best. You have guys that can get open. All of these guys have over 3 yards of separation for the whole season when they're out there. Um, Broshmo got me like, what the fuck on the recent mock draft. Dude got us. Dude got. Oh God, I can't see this shit, bro. Dude got us trading the next second round of this year and next year for a first for Kyle Murray. Whoa, bro, Schmo, what are you doing over there, bro? Come on, man. I used to watch Bro Schmo, but it's reasons like that, bro. It's reasons like that. When it comes to the Raiders, man, all these teams got us doing some whack ass shit. And it's understandable, right? It's completely understandable because the Raiders do nothing but whack ass shit when it comes to the draft, when it comes to free agency. I mean, you let Derek Carr just walk. You got absolutely nothing for a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Of course we're going to be asked for a long time, bro. You you should have got an asset. You should have got something for Derek Carr. No matter what. He was a top 10 quarterback, and I don't care what anybody says. If you can say Geno Smith was a top 5 or a top 10 quarterback coming into this year for the Raiders, which a lot of Raider fans did, but you can't say Derek Carr was a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, that's crazy to me. So you get rid of a top 10 quarterback that is making what $40 million a year and you get nothing for, man, it's gonna take a long time to recover for that, a long time. But you know to Raider and go get a Kyler Murray, golly, bro. The shitty thing is I could see the Raiders doing that. I really could see the Raiders doing that, and I probably could see them trading a second and a first. Oh, because they believe Raider Nation wants a mobile quarterback. Let's give them what they need, bro. Let's give them what they need. Let's stop listening to Chat Sports. Let's stop listening to Mitchell fucking Renz. And let's start doing the right thing for the Las Vegas Raiders, bro. I'm so tired of hearing him say Mark Davis listens to the Raiders report. That's the problem. That's the problem right there. That is the problem right there. The biggest voice in the nation has the worst damn takes, and we suck for it. Um, why did I say before the season started? I know. You said we were asked. We probably wouldn't win 4 games. We were going to be 4-13. I hear you. I hear you. We did nothing in free agency to adjust the offensive line. Um, I get it, Lawrence. I get it. You were absolutely right. Hit it dead on, nail on the head. Dude had the Dolphins trading back, and his team added more picks. The card swap, what the card swap up with his Dolphins to take Dante Moore. Dante Moore is not coming out of college this year, bro. He's not. I just if he does, it'll be crazy. I don't even think he's eligible. Is he even eligible? Um, so I mean, I don't know, bro. These dudes doing mock drafts already is crazy to me. But to have Kyler Murray getting traded to the Raiders for a first and a second is flipping stupid, bro. Aiden O'Connell is a better quarterback in his sleep than Kyler Murray. Now, yes, he can't run around, but guess what? Kyler Murray don't run either. Kyler Murray does not run the football. There's been times a coach that was in the building had said on live TV in an interview, he said Kyler Murray comes in the building and says, "I don't feel like running today, coach. Let's switch up the game plan." What? What? You read the game plan and said, "Bro, this game plan ain't working for me. I don't feel like running today." I don't want you on my team, bro. I don't need players like that on my team. And Kyler Murray has never been really good at all, anyways, bro. His accuracy, um, the only thing he's good at is being a mobile quarterback. Put him at running back, bro. Put him at running back. The dude has had year after year after year. Look at what Cliff Kingsbury is doing with Jaden Daniels, and look what he did with Kyler Murray. I think that about sums it up. We gave up on a lot of our defensive pieces last season. We gave up on all of our defensive pieces for Geno Smith, bro. For Geno Smith, the money that we paid Geno, 33 million dollars for this year with his extensions, right? Um, I don't know what everybody got. 55 mil for 3 years. What Robert Spillane is making what 10, 11 a season. Um, Nate Hobbs is making what 8, 6. Come on, bro. We could have kept three of those defensive players, maybe four, for what we paid Geno Smith and Alex Kappa. Get rid of Alex Kappa. Get rid of Geno Smith. We keep Trayvon Moreg. We keep Robert Spillane. We keep Caleb on Chasen. We can keep Nate Hobbs and Divine Diablo. You can keep all 5 of those guys if you didn't sign Alex Kappa and Geno Smith. Where would this team be then, bro? Where would this team be then?
You want to go bootstrapping with me and Zeke? We got like 20 minutes to, or a couple minutes to leave or something. They're about to leave the house, so.
We gave up a lot for our defensive pieces last season. We stay on that fuck shit 100%, bro. Only running Kyler Murray does is if he does it in a video games. And yeah, that's another thing, bro. This dude is, would rather play video games than play football. All our defense gone because of Gino. We lost. That's what I'm saying. Pete Carroll has come in and ruined this team, bro. Ruined this team. Pete Carroll and Spytek, because Spytek is the GM. You're letting these decisions happen, right? You should have damn well known. If you want to win now, you keep the guys that know the system in the building. You don't get rid of eight defensive starters. We got rid of 8 defensive starters. 8 defensive starters last year and thought we were going to win now. Damn, dude, I got to stop smoking. I must have been way too high when Pete Carroll was talking to fall for this shit. But, man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. It's been an hour and 30 minutes. I may or may not pull back up tonight, drop some film, but got to go boot shopping with my grandson. His birthday is coming up, so we got to get him some new cowboy boots, right? So, appreciate y'all. McDonald Rumor team and Carroll could have kept Renfro. Oh my God, bro. AP could have kept Renfro. McDaniels should have kept Renfro. Could have kept Carr. That's what happens when your owner lets outsiders come in and get rid of guys you drafted, and you don't stand on business and say, nah, that dude's staying. Nah, that dude's staying. But, Mark Davis is Mark Davis. The Raiders are the Raiders. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Raiders. Stay blessed. Keep your mind straight. And if you ever need to talk and you feel like suicide, dial the 988 hotline. Or if you just want to talk to a normal person who's been through everything you could possibly imagine in life, hit me up, bro. Hit me up. It's on the community page. Leave a message. Leave a number. I'll call you back. Peace.